Okay, so we're going to code trace our way through this algorithm, and our string ROM is the Roman numeral CIX, and number is going to start with 0. And for our outer loop, I is going to begin as our loop variable at 0, and it's going to proceed through the length of the letters array. And this is element 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, which means that the array length, since we're starting at index 0, is 13. So we're going to do the outer loop 13 times, incrementing each lap around the loop by 1. Then our inner loop is a while loop, and that's going to occur when rom.index of letters element I is equal to 0. So let's break that down. Rom is a string. Index of is going to tell us the index of the letter that is occurring in the string, and that letter is going to come from the letters array element, and since where I is 0, it's element 0, which is capital M. So when we look at ROM, which is CIX, what is the index of letter M? And there is no letter M, right? So the index is not equal to 0. So it's not going to execute this contents of the while loop, and instead we go back to our outer loop and increment I, our loop variable, now to 1. 1 is the string CM, and CM does not have an occurrence in ROM. So again, it will not execute the while loop. We come back and increment to 2. 2 is D, so then we'll come back and increment to 3. 3 is CD, so we'll wrap back around and increment I to 4. And 4 is C. So when I equals 4, the ROM, which is CIX, index of the capital letter C, is at 0, right? This is index 0, 1, and 2. And C currently is index 0, which makes this while loop go ahead into the body of the loop, and it's going to add the value of the element I in the numbers array, which element 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 100. It's going to add that to number. And number was starting at 0, now we add 100. And the next line takes the ROM and substring letters element I dot length. Letters element I is capital C, and the length of that string capital C is 1. So now our ROM, its new value is going to be the substring starting at 1 and going through the end of the string, which eliminates the capital C from the string and leaves us now with IX. Oops, no, I just erased that. So we got rid of the C, and now we're left with IX in our string ROM. Now we're going to exit the while loop, go back up to the for loop. I is now 5, and 5 is XC, but we're looking for IX. So we're going to increment to 6, which is capital L. We increment to 7, which is XL. We increment to I is 8, which is X. Then to 9, which is IX. And that matches the remainder of our ROM string. So now it's going to enter into the while loop. We're going to increment number now by adding 9. So 100 plus 9 is 109. That's our new value for number. Then we're going to take the length of that ix, which is 2, and we're going to start a substring now, reassign that substring starting at index 2. And this is 0 and 1. And since that's outside of the end of our substring, then there is nothing left in the substring. It's going to amputate both of these elements and leave us with an empty string. So at the end of this process, ROM now is a null string, and number is holding 109, which is the equivalent in Roman numerals to CIX.